How it's going, everybody? Welcome, I am Must, and today we're doing some Dark Souls crossovers. I got the idea from the Drawfee channel, and I thought it was really cool to try it out myself. I know I put Dark Souls in the title, but this is more like a Fromsoft by crossover, because I took inspiration from all of the games to create these versions. Not only Dark Souls, but you will see as we go along. I picked 3 characters for this part and another 3 for the second part that's coming soon, so be sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss it. For our first character I chose Elsa, kind of an easy pick for this one. She already kind of has like a tragic backstory that could have easily been a villain origin story. I started by laying out the armor, going for an icy aesthetic with the spiked pauldrons, the eyes on her forearms, and all the intricate iron details for her chest piece. Of course, a fur cloak around her neck, because that's always awesome to see. I also thought about the idea of her missing one arm and having it replaced with ice. It adds a bit more tragedy to the character. I imagine she lost it in some kind of war or something like that. I also based the ice crown she has off Kristoff's reindeer, a bit of a reference for those 2 characters. And in terms of lore, I think I went for the safest or easiest route. I'd imagine it goes something like this. After freeing herself from the shackles of her family, Elsa felt betrayed by humankind, closing her heart to the world. In this version, Anna's death is the catalyst that pushed Elsa to her limits, using her abilities to never feel weak again, creating an army of frozen snowmen, becoming a general of war, becoming the thing society feared, a ruthless monster. The kingdom is now an ice wasteland, where she sleeps in eternal slumber. Kinda like the Ivory King from Dark Souls 2. I would imagine the kingdom of Arendelle was put inside a painting after a long time. It even sounds like a legit painted world, the painted world of Arendelle, like Ariandel or Ariamis. So, you, the character, stumble upon this painted world, and inside lies Elsa, the isolated queen. And if you complete the whole area, she should be at the end inside the castle, sleeping in her throne, like Lady Maria's opening scene. She wakes up and the fight starts. I'd imagine her fighting style to be elegant, and a combination of ranged attacks and close combat, conjuring and throwing ice like Margit from Elden Ring, or maybe even summoning snowmen like Renala. So I quite like the end result. At first I wanted a static shot of her character, but as I was thinking about the lore, the mechanics and the scene while I was already doing this, I kind of wish I went for an actual fight scene or her sitting in her frozen throne. But this one showing her in a more neutral pose, it's also good. So let me know what you think down in the comments. How would you imagine her? If you would like to fight her inside her made up painted world, or what other crazy lore stuff you come up with. I leave you with the rest of the speedrun and the final result at the end. Enjoy! Next up is Belle and the Beast, and for the general idea for this one I took inspiration from three places in particular: Malekith, the Bloodborne's Beast, and Sister Frida's Battle. I based the beast's body and structure and also the pose of Malekith. There's like a nice video from Bonfire BN showing his model, and I like the very long and very skinny body of his, so I decided to go that route. I gave him his iconic horns, of course, the big fangs and the beard. I didn't know if I wanted armor on him because I thought he would look too similar to Malekith, but I didn't want to leave him fully naked, so I decided to give him his royal clothes like the one he has in the animated movies, with blues and golden details. For Belle, I did like a hooded hunter design, like she's been out there doing stuff we yet don't know, but I wanted to give her this mysterious vibe for lore purposes basically. I'd imagine the lore goes something like this. The prince never got back to his previous self, he stayed a beast forever. The rose was alive by the witch, not even true love was able to break the spell, so he goes mad, embracing his inner beast, making him more primitive. Belle realized this, but she still loves him, so she makes the most rational choice to keep him alive, inside now the forgotten castle. She keeps him chained inside the ballroom, where they once danced. The player stumbles upon the castle for whatever reason in the context of the game, and Belle will be like this nice and good NPC you find, like an introduction to the area. She is now the caretaker of the abandoned castle, once belonging to a noble prince, she says. She instructs you into some quest to find like an item for her or something along those lines, with the climax of the storyline resulting in Belle wanting to feed you to the chained beast. And there it is when you realize that Belle has been doing this for a long time, luring unsuspected travelers into the castle, serving them as food for the monster. She's lost her sanity too, trying to find a way to bring back his lover. Now a shell of what they once were, your job is to free these poor souls, in the most classic Fromsoft fashion, from their endless loop of violence. There is no hope for them, only the peace of a quick death. I'd imagine the fight will be like a two-phase fight. You enter the arena and the beast unchained himself, so you have to fight him. After you beat him, Belle goes into action, waking him up, maybe curing him in the process with some potions. Belle is extremely intelligent despite her insanity. She read a lot of books about magic and alchemy, looking for something that could break the curse. So now you have to fight both. Belle throwing poison and using maybe bow and arrow since she's a hunter, basically being a long-range enemy, while the beast is more of a close-range threat. That's how I would imagine the whole scene. At the start of the drawing I wasn't so sure about the design, but at the end, after the colors, I started to really dig the direction I was going. I was also thinking about the lore and constructing the battle inside my head during the process, so that also kept me going. So yeah, let me know what you think there in the comments, and I will leave you with the rest of the speed draw. Our last character is Ursula, and I think it's pretty obvious which boss was my main reference. And yes, it was Quelaag. I went into this one without much lore in my mind like the other two. I had this particular image I want to do of her, and a huge tentacle Lovecraftian monster as her bottom half. And like in the original animated movie, Ursula is like this ocean deity, like a bloodborne great one, a goddess of the deep sea. The set will be like a fishing hamlet kind of situation, where things go progressively more messed up as you go further down the rabbit hole, with common enemies at the start down to more insane aquatic creatures and nightmarish monsters, until at the end you will find yourself inside this subterranean castle or ruins where Ursula awaits you. She's been controlling the Shrouded village on top with her siren song. I would also imagine she got this siren song ability by taking Ariel's voice, who is long gone by now. Her appearance will be like a gaping dragon reveal, where you see only her upper half, and like the ground breaks, revealing her monstrous bottom half. I think the fight would be very straightforward too, with her hitting you with the tentacles and having a few one-shot grabbing attacks where she basically eats you. Maybe there's like a second half break where she starts using the siren song on you, another grab you will have to avoid when she controls you and gets you immobilized. Something like that. Thinking about the mechanics, it's always fun with this stuff. So there they are, 3 Disney bosses. One detail I thought about after doing these 3 is that maybe I should have covered their faces a bit more, since that is a pretty Dark Souls staple design choice. But as I said, this was more of a Fromsoft vibe crossover, and games like Bloodborne and Elden Ring have both bosses with actual faces, so I think it's not that bad. So let me know what you think. Which one was your favorite? Which other character would you like to see next? Subscribe for more, follow me on my socials, I'll be uploading the artworks there, and I see you in the next one. Bye!